To aim at your true potential, your hand, arm, and shoulder all need to contribute to the aiming action. And we can achieve this by sitting at our desk with our shoulders in a nice neutral position, with our arms slightly below parallel with the desk, which I'll explain a little later, and with our forearms sitting just outside of our shoulder width. The problem is, our desk and chair can make it rather difficult to find that perfect sweet spot, especially without compromising our other healthy ergonomics like healthy hip and knee angles. Now, with our neutral shoulders, there should be no tension and everything should feel nice and squishy, so remember that feeling as it's key to letting us know if we're doing anything wrong. With my adjustable desk, this is what my ideal setup looks like, but that's not really fair, so let's mess it up. When you're not in the perfect spot, you have to make some concessions, so let me know if you see yours in the comments below. When sitting too low, if I want my forearms just outside shoulder width, I have to shrug up my shoulders, breaking neutral. And if I want my shoulders to be more comfortable, I have to sit my arms out really wide. This reduces dexterity and introduces tension into my shoulder and even along my arm just to keep it in that position. This tension and inevitable fatigue essentially keeps our muscles preoccupied when they should be fully focused on our aiming action instead. Alternatively, if we sit too high up, we have to push our shoulders down, maybe tuck them in, or even lean forward, maybe even lean to the side to get our arm on the desk, or simply have our arm floating in the air, all of which are diverting resources and putting us in poor positions to control our mouse. Earlier, I mentioned I'd clarify why our arms should be just below parallel with the desk. Well, if I were to simply do parallel, we run into two issues. First, if we have to move our mouse forwards, the arm lifts up, which gives away control. And secondly, if we're right at parallel, hardly any of the weight of our arms is on the desk, meaning our shoulders have to make up that difference, wasting tension and energy. Aiming for just below parallel lets our arms stay flat and lets the desk take some of the weight from our arms. Not all of it, mind you. If we did that, swiping our arm around would be really tough and realistically we'd have to take some of the weight off to start moving. So how do we find that perfect position? Well, first up, we sit with our belly against the edge of the desk, with our arms out straight, palms down, with our thumbs aligned just outside of our shoulders. Now, your own perfect width will depend on your physiology, but thumbs outside shoulders is a great place to start. And if your shoulders are currently forced to be shrugged by your desk, that's okay for now. Maintaining this position, shrug your shoulders as high as you can and then gently let them down. As your arms hit the table, you will feel and even see them flattening out as the table takes their weight. Now there's a sweet spot where you'll still be able to slide your arms around. If you apply too much weight, they'll sort of stick to the spot and you won't be able to move them, showing you that you've gone too far. This moment where your arms take some of the weight off and can still slide around is the moment that your shoulders should hit neutral, and this is your perfect spot. So if you hit that arm sweet spot and you can still unshrug your shoulders, then you're sitting too low. If you're sitting too high, your shoulders will hit neutral before your arms hit the desk and can reach that sliding sweet spot. And if you need a quick refresher on what neutral shoulders actually feel like, you can just drop your arms by your sides. If your armrests are in the way, you can just stand up and do it too. From here, simply adjust your chair up and down depending on which issue you ran into until you find that perfect balance. Obviously, this is a lot easier to do with an adjustable desk, so if you want to go down that path, I'll link to a good option in the description. For now, if your chair can't actually raise up high enough, you can use seat boosters, cushions, or even folded towels to get to a very specific height. And we still have healthy ergonomics to consider that may have been compromised by reaching your perfect aiming position. So if your legs are dangling or having to reach to the floor, I would recommend getting a footrest, or for aiming in particular, something a bit wider like an aerobic step, as this will let you have a wider, stronger and more stable stance for aiming. With this crucial aiming foundation figured out, you are now in a great position to take your aim to the next level. If you are someone that doesn't hold their mouse completely straight in their hand, which is pretty common with claw style grips, I could show you how to keep your favorite mouse grip and have the perfect mouse sensor orientation in this video here. Be sure to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll catch you in the next one.